Let's be clear. If Donald Trump is reelected, all the progress we have made will be in jeopardy. At its most basic, this election is about preserving our democracy. During this president's term, the unthinkable has become normal. He has tried to prevent people from voting, undermined the U.S. Postal Service, deployed the military and federal agents against peaceful protesters, threatened to delay the election, and suggested that he will not leave office if he loses. This is not normal, and we must never treat it like it is.
Come on, Bernie.
Under this administration, authoritarianism has taken root in our country. I and my family, and many of yours, know the insidious way authoritarianism destroys democracy, decency, and humanity. As long as I am here, I will work with progressives, with moderates, and yes, with conservatives to preserve this nation from a threat that so many of our heroes fought and died to defeat. This president is not just a threat to our democracy, but by rejecting science, he has put our lives and health in jeopardy. Trump has attacked doctors and scientists trying to protect us from the pandemic, while refusing to take strong action to produce the masks, gowns, and gloves our healthcare workers desperately need. Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Trump golfs. His actions fanned this pandemic, resulting in over 170,000 deaths and a nation still unprepared to protect its people.
We lost our minds at 2,000 deaths for 9/11.
Yeah.
We lost our minds.
Yeah.
Has exacerbated the economic crisis we are now experiencing. Since this pandemic began, over 30 million people have lost their jobs, and many have lost their health insurance. Millions of working families are wondering how they will feed their kids, and they're worried that they will be evicted from their homes. And how has Trump responded? Instead of maintaining the $600 a week unemployment supplement that workers were receiving and the $1,200 emergency checks that many of you received, instead of helping small businesses, Trump concocted fraudulent executive orders that do virtually nothing to address the crisis while threatening the very future of Social Security and Medicare. But the truth is that even before Trump's negligent response to this pandemic, too many hard-working families have been caught on an economic treadmill with no hope of ever getting ahead. Together, we must build a nation that is more equitable, more compassionate, and more inclusive. I know that Joe Biden will begin that fight on day one. Let me offer you just a few examples.
It should have been you,
how
Bernie.
Joe will move us forward.
Yeah, for real.
Joe supports raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. This will give
Yeah, he says that.
No, he's
And when he
against
gets
it.
elected, it's not going to happen.
and push the wage
It never
scale
does.
up.
The only hope we have
I've heard that
is
for
if
10 years.
Bernie gets Senate Majority Leader and
Heard that
we
for
can
10
push-
years.
Yeah.
Unions create 12
$10 is nothing. It should be 15. 15 is a living wage. 10 is not a living wage.
Yeah,
and
barely
make
in
child
20
care affordable for millions of families.
It's ridiculous.
Joe will rebuild
10 should be
our
starting.
crumbling infrastructure
10 should be
and
minimum.
fight the threat of climate change by transitioning us to 100% clean electricity over the next 15 years. These initiatives will create millions of good-paying jobs all across our country. As you know, we are the only industrialized nation not to guarantee health care for all people. While Joe
Which
and I
Biden has
disagree
voted
Yep.
against every single
to
time.
get
He just
universal
did.
coverage,
Yep, the
he
only.
has a plan
The
to
only.
greatly expand health care and cut the cost
We're a bunch of
prescription drugs.
sheep.
I'm living like everyone else.
We are a
is,
bunch
like,
of
all on top
disgusting,
of Biden for their
ignorant
little speeches,
sheep.
But Bernie's just saying his regular.
Exactly, this is what he always
To help
says.
reform our broken
Bunch
criminal
of
justice
ignorant sheep.
Joe will end private prisons and detention
I'm
centers,
sure Joe will end
cash bail,
the prison
and the
industrial
school
complex.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that.
and to
Jim
heal
made his
the
career
soul.
off of
Yeah,
of
right in Bernie,
Joe
guys. Like,
Biden will end the
seriously,
hate and division Trump has created.
ridiculous.
He will stop the demonization of immigrants, the coddling of white nationalists, the racist dog whistling, the religious bigotry,
Bernie looks
and
good.
the ugly attacks
Mhm.
on women. My friends, I say to you,
Disgusting.
to everyone who supported other candidates in the primary, and to those who may have voted for Donald Trump in the last election, the future of our democracy is at stake. The
Amen.
future of
For
our
real.
economy.
Seriously.
The future of our planet is at stake.
Seriously.
We must come together, defeat Donald Trump, and elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as our next president and vice president. My friends, the price of failure is just too great to imagine. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernie.